Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing my June favorites, and honestly this month has really just kind of rolled so quickly that I cannot believe we are officially almost in like the middle of the year. Like, it has gone so fast this month. I really haven't had a chance to really try, I guess, anything new, even though I don't think I've ever mentioned any of these products. I feel like I've been using them for quite some time now and I have become quite obsessed. Some of them are definitely newer in my collection. Actually, all of them are new in my collection, but I feel like, you know, when you use a product for like every single day in a month, it kind of feels like you've been using it forever. That's what these products are. So I will jump straight into it and start off with base products. So I have been using and loving the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. This has been my go-to every single day. Now I do have more of a combination to oily skin, but I have been obsessed over this. Anytime I do someone's makeup, I have been using more of a hydrating primer rather than a mattifying primer. I find that makeup just glides on so much nicer when I put a hydrating primer underneath it compared to when I use more of a mattifying primer. Sometimes if I need a little bit of mattifying, I'll use like Professional by Benefit just in certain areas. I've kind of started like sectioning off my face into certain sections depending on what I need, but for the most part I have been using this coconut primer every day and I have been obsessed. It is amazing and I love it. Also in the coconut range from Marc Jacobs, I have been loving the coconut setting spray. This I use for a couple of different reasons, and again, anytime that I do someone's makeup, I'll use it for a couple of different reasons also. So this is really nice for anyone who has drier skin. It is really nice and hydrating. It does have your coconut water in it. It is so beautiful. It has that light coconut scent just like the primer, but you can use this, I guess, as like a pre-primer, as like a prepping spray. You can use it during makeup to settle any powders. You can use it in between steps. You can use it as your setting spray, and you can use it during the day to also refresh as well. This would be so nice refrigerated, like being really nice and cold. I think I'm actually going to put it in the fridge and see how I like that. But it has been something that I've been using every single day since I actually got it, and I have just fallen in love with it completely. It is such a beautiful product. It is quite expensive for a setting spray. It's $61, but I suppose you do get quite a lot of product in here, so I suppose that does make it worth it. But all around, it is a really great product and would highly recommend you guys trying it if you haven't already. Let's move on to some concealers. So I have posted about these quite a few times on my Instagram already, and I am planning on posting about them so much more because I am in love with these. So I've recently started using the Kat Von D Lock-It concealers. These are amazing. I'm completely obsessed with these. I love them both. Now I usually mix two colors depending on, you know, whether if I'm freshly fake tan to middle of fake tan to whether I'm pale, and right now I'm quite pale. So I will use either a mixture of the colors or I'll just use the lighter color, and if I'm a little bit more tanned, I'll use the darker color just as like a face one, or I'll use them both. It's really depending on how I'm feeling on the day and what I think is going to look best. But the two shades that I have, I've got L5, which is neutral. This is a really light concealer. I use this one underneath my eyes today to really help brighten, and if I feel like I'm having like I look like I haven't slept all night kind of look, this is really great for that because it's slightly more neutral toned. So it's kind of yellow, it's got a little bit of pink, it's a bit of both, so it really helps brighten underneath the under eyes. And then the other shade that I have is L15, which is such a big jump, but it is also a neutral shade. This is great for when I'm fake tanned. It is great for all over the face, or if I'm feeling like the light color is too much, which when I'm fake tanned it definitely is. But when I'm fake tanned, I will typically just do like one swipe of the dark and then do a swipe of the light over top of them, and it makes like the perfect shade. So I've been in love with these. These are amazing, and again, if you guys are after a new concealer that is doe foot applicated, which is this, definitely give it a go. So this next product is from Tarte. Now I have loved Tarte since gosh, since I started working like at Sephora, I've completely fallen in love with Tarte and the whole brand and all of what they have. Now this is a newer release for them, and it is part of the like gym collection. So this is a sweat-proof mascara. So this is the lifted mascara in the beautiful purple like lilac packaging. I'm completely obsessed with this color, and the way that the packaging looks, it's just super appealing. Now this is a brown black mascara, so it does look more brown, but when it goes on it does look black. But this I've just been using kind of like just on a daily basis, whether if I'm using false lashes, I'll just use it to prep, or otherwise if I'm having more of like a no makeup day, or if I'm just feeling a little bit lazy and I just want to put something on real quick, I'll just chuck this on, because it's not, like I said, even though it does go on looking black, it's not as dark as black, because it does have that brown in it, so it's kind of like a mixture. So I feel like it's not as harsh as black, but it's just like it looks black on the lashes, if you get what I mean. Like it just doesn't look as harsh, so you can kind of get away with it being like a no makeup, okay. You can wear it on your no makeup days, because it's not as harsh as black, but it still gives that drama that black gives, but it's just not as harsh. If that makes sense. I completely rambled on about the color black brown for way too long, but I really do like this mascara. I think it's really great. It has almost exactly the same brush as the Lights Camera Lashes, if you're familiar with that. It's very, very, very similar. Absolutely love it though. It really does pack a punch, and I am obsessed. And the last makeup favorite that I have for you today is actually a lipstick. Now this is by the Marc Jacobs range again. Man, Marc Jacobs is like making an appearance in this whole entire video today. I have really just been enjoying Marc Jacobs as a brand. It is such a luxurious brand where you are paying for, I guess, the quality. I find all the products are really beautiful and very well made, and I've just completely just fallen in love with the brand. And these lipsticks are incredible. I've got quite a few of them at the moment, but this is the La Marque, the lip cream, so just their regular kind of lipsticks. But this particular shade I'm wearing at the moment, it's called Slow Burn. When I work, I do put on the liquid lipstick version, but just on a day-to-day basis, I've been loving the actual lipstick version as well. Super comfortable to wear. It's more of a satin finish, so it's not really matte, but it's not glossy. It's kind of in between, and I find that it really does last quite a long time on the lips, and I've just really been enjoying these. And I've got quite a few other colors. Cool Cora is probably my favorite brighter color in the range. It's like a really nice neon kind of red shade. I'm just so obsessed. Cannot get enough of them. These are really great quality lipsticks if you're after a new one and you're willing to splurge. I think they're like $36 or something along those lines. Definitely worth checking out. I think that they are just beautiful. It's like a magnetic packaging as well, so it feels really nice and luxe, but something definitely that you should consider splurging on. So that is all of my makeup favorites. Now I have 3 random favorites. So this is so random, but I have been like obsessed with listening to podcasts, and this is like a recent obsession that's just kind of started. One day when I was just getting ready, I really didn't feel like listening to music, which is so unusual, but I just ended up putting on just like a podcast. I was listening to oh gosh, it was a while ago, but I used to listen to Sex with Emily. She's hilarious, and it is like so like open and just so straightforward. It's a really great kind of podcast to listen to if you're like, you know, open-minded and all of that kind of stuff. But then I started scrolling through all the other podcasts, and I actually came across Australian true crime, and this is like such a weird thing to be obsessed with, but I started listening to all the podcasts in the range. There's not many, there's only like, you know, like 10 or so, and I've listened to almost every one of them, and they go for about 45 minutes each, so it's great just to listen to either on the way to work or, you know, just while I'm getting ready. But they have got really great podcasts where they bring guests on and they kind of tell their stories, or, you know, that kind of thing about, you know, people have like written books and the things, and they kind of tell like their side of the story and about the books and all that. And I have seriously fallen in love with like the Australian true crime podcast, which is so odd, but I've just been like absolutely hooked. As soon as I started listening to it, I was just completely hooked. And because of that, that leads me to my next favorite, which is a new TV show, which is Animal Kingdom. Now, they did release a movie, the Australian movie Animal Kingdom, and it was based around one of the families that they spoke about on the podcast. And it was a Melbourne family that was like all about, they were like drug lords, you know, they owned like brothels and they killed people, and it was intense, but that was what the movie was actually about. And they've made a TV show kind of around it. They've twisted it a little bit, but it is based around it. And I have just been completely obsessed. The episodes do go for a little while. I think they're about 45 to 50 minutes each, but it is a great TV show. It's a bit slow, but it's really, really addictive, and I've almost finished the first season in just a couple of days. So definitely a favorite of mine. And the last favorite that I have is a song, and because I've been listening to podcasts so often now, I don't really get a chance to listen to music too much, just because I always have a podcast kind of playing in the background, whether if I'm making dinner or whether I'm driving to work or whatever it is. But when I do have a song playing, it has been Wild Thoughts? Yeah, Wild Thoughts by Rihanna. It is a great song, very, very, very catchy, and I've just been in love with it. It is just a song that is super catchy and has been on repeat. I know that I love it, I know that Josh loves it, so it's a really great song just to kind of play in the background, and it's such an easy song to like dance to and just like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jellybean? So yes, that is everything that I've been loving for the month of June. I know there's not a lot this month, but these are genuinely things that I've been using on a day-to-day basis. But if you have found anything that you like in this video that you've tried, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.